minutes. Okay, and we're live. Welcome to a splendid live episode with our guest here, Irina Baker. Yeah, Irina is a life-changing wizard. She's a master hypnotherapist, and she wrote two books. The first one is called The Keys to Freedom, The Guide to Personal Power, and the second book that I'm mentioning is Drop That Drama and Recreate the Relationship That Works. Welcome, Irina.
Thank
Did I
you,
say your name right?
Timmy. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah. So, I just want you to explain a little bit about your title, Life-Changing Wizard. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
You know, it's so difficult to come up with the title, right? People usually struggle, as I know from personal experience. And before I would choose a title, and one of them was a mentor, and I would add some other words and other titles as well. And I would say, and people would be nodding heads, but nothing would really, it wouldn't be a reaction. So finally, I was able to come up with Life-Changing Wizard, and I get a reaction like yours. What is it? Tell me more about this title. So I think it works. And the truth is, when I started working with my mentor, one of my mentors, and we started thinking, okay, what is the transformation I provide? And actually, it's life change. It's really because I work, and we will talk more about what I do, but the result is life dramatically changes. And so then I said, okay, what's the second part of the title? Who am I? And what am I? And I said, well, I deal with a spiritual approach because everything about my life and my passion and my life mission is to help people to become closer to the spirit world and to have a spiritual growth and look at everything from the spiritual perspective. So that's how I became a wizard. So I like it myself. It makes me smile, and you see it makes you smile, and that's the reaction I wanted when I came up with this title.
All right. So, can you tell me a little bit about each of your books? So, let me start with the first book, The Key to
Keys to Freedom.
Freedom.
Guide to Personal Power.
Yeah.
This book is actually the lifetime of mine as 18 years of spiritual development. I've been really on a path of spiritual transformation from when I moved to this country in '95. I was born and raised in Russia, and then I moved in '95, and so in '96 I had a profound moment of spiritual awakening, and that moment set me on the path of amazing transformation, life change, and wizardry because it's a spiritual approach, spiritual path. And so this book was like a dissertation because, you know, with education at the end of your master's program, or whatever your PhD program, you write a dissertation. So this book felt like a dissertation to me. What I've learned, what I've downloaded through the years of my development and self-healing and helping others to do the same, I have written this book. So it's about spiritual journey and self-healing. So how you can improve your self-worth. That's exactly, it's self-deserving, self-love, and that's the ultimate in the spiritual development. To become enlightened, you have to embrace yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself, and that's the whole ultimate goal for everybody, I believe, and that's what my teaching is all about. So that's my first book. The second book, Drop That Drama and Recreate the Relationship That Works. This one is actually as well from my personal experience, from my many years of learning, studying, and also downloading. The main thing is the downloading from the spiritual side. And it's about how to change your partner without saying a word to your partner. People say you cannot change your partner. Well, I actually dare them that yes, you can change your partner without even saying a word to them. And if you want to know the details, and you can say, oh no, it's a BS, so go ahead, read my book, and then I'm sure you will agree with me. So I have fun with it. It's available in Amazon. It's a Kindle book.
Oh, so your first book is really about self, your
Yes.
journey of self. And then the second book is about more of your relationship with others. How do you transform that? So transform yourself, transform your relationship with others, right?
Exactly. You nailed it. Exactly.
So now we want to come to our the title of our hangout here. It's what do icebergs and businesses have in common? So
I
tell me
know
all
you
about it.
ask good questions and interesting. I didn't even think about it, and really, I always struggle with titles. Honestly, it's just the hard part for me to come up with a struggle. I'll write you a whole dissertation, but the title, oh my gosh. So yes, titles came with some struggle. I really wanted them each one to really reflect what it was. And actually, I always rely on the inside. So when I get the inside and it feels right, that's how I stop on the title. And that's how I did with every single one, including my professional title. So regarding the title of today's presentation, do you want me to go into that? The
Yeah, I'm gonna
iceberg and the
into it.
business, or you want to wait?
Actually, I just wanna kind of figure. Maybe if you can lead us a little bit into
Sure,
it.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Well,
Okay. So,
so the title itself, do you want me to talk about the title, or you want to go into already teaching what I want to say about it?
I want to find out why you use the analogy of how a an iceberg is like a business. So,
Okay, you asked it, you get it.
okay.
So, well, just think about an iceberg. The iceberg is a mass of ice, and it's a floating ice. It's in the water, usually in the deep water of an ocean. And so the only thing that you can see is the top of the iceberg. It's just a very small part of the whole mass of ice that is actually very dangerous to even Titanic, right? Titanic sank because of the iceberg. And that's why I have an analogy with business, because the iceberg actually has several parts. One part is the top, as I said, and the rest of it is beneath the surface. So I'm using this analogy, and I got this idea from Sigmund Freud, the famous Austrian psychiatrist, who introduced the idea of an iceberg into, not of course the business part, but he mentioned, or he stated, that we have four parts of the business, sorry, of the mind. It's conscious, which is on the surface. Conscious mind is on the surface, but we do not see anything else that lies beneath the surface. And if we go deeper, like in the iceberg, we will see subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, which is also called superconscious mind, and the last one is collective unconscious mind. There are three big major parts: subconscious, unconscious, and collective unconscious, which people a lot of times are not even aware of. Maybe they've heard the name, but do they really know what's it like, what is contained there, and how this part affects their life? So why business? When you are in a business, and as you and I both are in business, we can testify to that, and I'm sure you do too, that business is it has many ingredients. It's a big, like I would say, a pie, or maybe an iceberg, because the top part, all we can see is, well, we have clients, we go here and there, like right now we're talking on Google Hangout, having fun. That's the glamorous part of it. But what's beneath the surface? Nobody sees how much work we actually put into creating everything, into learning everything. Because if you're a real serious entrepreneur wanting to be successful, you have to really learn so much, right? A lot of things that you haven't even aware, you wasn't even aware, you were not even aware of before. So these are the parts. And the amazing part, or to me, in my belief, is the most important part, is the part of the subconscious mind, because subconscious mind lies in the beneath the surface. Business, that part lies beneath the surface. On the surface, you think, if I work so hard, many hours, if I know how to do it, if I have specific strategy, if I apply marketing strategies, I will be successful. Well, not really, because if you do not take into consideration that big part of yours that is your subconscious and unconscious mind, which is your mental part, your emotional part, and even your spiritual part, you will never be successful if something inside of you is blocking you from your success. So if you inside believe that business is a difficult thing, or money is very dangerous because people do bad things with money, for example, and you don't even know that you have these beliefs because they're stored in a deep subconscious mind, well, guess what? No matter how many strategies you will apply in a business sense, you will not go anywhere because your subconscious mind will block you. So that's why I made a metaphor. What do they have in common? The iceberg and the business. Parts that you don't even see. They're beneath the surface, but they're so important that you have to pay close attention. And that's where I come from. I go there and I help people to go there into that subconscious mind and help to move on in business.
So you're working with people to kind of, I guess, shape their unconscious or their subconscious so that it's in alignment with what they want to do consciously? Is that what you do?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Well, the main thing is self-image. People don't realize, they think if they dress nicely and if they're very pretty and they're sort of having some kind of success, they think that self-image is fine. But if they have any blocks or any challenges in life, then their self-image doesn't allow them to progress. Well, there is a problem, and it's in the self-image, it's inside. So that's what I do. The main thing is about deserving love, self-image. I deserve great success. I deserve to express my life mission. And I also help people to find their life mission, because I believe the business itself is a spiritual journey. And if somebody wants to argue, they could, but my firm belief that when you are in business, you are on a spiritual journey, even if you know it or you don't know it. And so the more you look inside and really heal yourself, the faster and farther you will progress in your business.
Yeah, I've always thought that being in business is like a huge personal development journey.
That's what I say. That's what I say. I just say spiritual because not only we talk, because personal development, I understand, and it's just semantics, because whatever we say, it's still development. So personal journey, it could be you working on your mental beliefs and emotional beliefs. Spiritual journey, you add your soul. So you add your soul mission. Because if you don't find your soul mission, if you don't fulfill your soul mission, you will not be successful. I mean, you could be successful in business, but you will not be satisfied in business. You have to really follow your heart and know your life mission so you can feel that complete satisfaction deep inside.
So, Irina, how do you help people find their soul's mission? For me, it's like, my mission is, well, I'm trying to figure out my mission, but it's basically I decide what my mission is because it's based on my interests, what I like to do, what I want to put out there, what I want to create, and so I make it my mission. So, but you're saying we have soul's mission.
I really like your questions. I should write them down. So the soul mission question is interesting because Yes and no answer to the answer to your question, because yes, these are your interests, absolutely, but also you can have many interests. And what exactly is your path? What exactly you came here to do? You can be good, and usually we're good at many things. Put me to sell something at the store, and I will be doing great job because I will put my responsibility into it and integrity, right? So I will do it well. But is it my life mission? Not really. Or make me a doctor, physical doctor like my mom. That's her life mission because absolutely she's the best in it. But I wouldn't be because that's not my life mission. Even though I would do it well because I'm intelligent enough and with good education, I could have done it really well. So it's good to have many interests and and be good at many things because you like to learn, you like to explore. But I truly believe that we as human beings come on earth, or rather spiritual beings come into human body. We already have specific soul mission to accomplish. And if the soul mission is here and we know it, the steps they don't already matter because you will be guided, but it's a good thing to know because you will knock on right doors. You will go into right direction. Because like I said, if I wanted to be a doctor and it's not my life mission, and I would have an education and would do it, but the doors would be wrong. I would be knocking on wrong doors while getting a job or setting my business, and that would result, first of all, in a slow progress, and the second of all, in my, again, deep dissatisfaction inside. I have many examples of clients who would follow whatever maybe parents told them to do or they were doing, but it wasn't their life mission. So there was no satisfaction, and what they did at the end, they still switched and they found something else to do. So all these years of education and training and working, of course, they're always for a reason. But when you know your soul mission, you can go in a straight way instead of going in a loop. So it's very easy to find. We crack it like crazy. So it's a good way to do it. I mean, there is a way to do it. Everybody knows it. It's just we just need to get it out of you. So when I work with people with life mission, I don't tell them what their life mission is, even though I can read it. It's easy. Read it from them. I can scan their energy. But the truth is, they know, everybody knows, but they just keep it so deeply inside that they need help to get it out. And that's all.
Okay, so you're saying everybody knows their life mission,
Oh,
but
yes.
it's buried inside,
Yes.
maybe in the
Because
unconscious.
Yeah, because everybody has contract. If I don't know if you believe in it, but I believe that we come with a karmic contract. It's a blueprint of our life. So there are major flags, red flags that something will happen, events. There are major people who come into our lives and major actually traumas even happen because of the contract, because we planned it. That was our grand design for this particular life, because we're heading towards our particular life mission. So my example, all my difficult experiences in my life have been leading me to fulfill my life mission of being right now in front of you, sharing this information with you, because I've been there, I went through traumas and experiences and learning and accelerating my spiritual journey. So all of it together was moving in the direction of the soul mission, but I knew it deep inside, but I wasn't sure. So I was doing this and that and trying to figure out, but the feeling was always there. So when time came, I needed to know my life mission. I did. I opened to it. And interesting thing also, you could think that the soul mission is one way, but actually you could be very close but still doing not really exactly that. So I had a client who knew the direction of her soul mission. She already knew her soul mission. However, she was not doing it in a right way. And I don't want to use the word right or wrong because it's always supposed to be, but She was having one-on-one clients instead of sharing her message in a bigger way. So instead of being a teacher, which was her life mission, she was supposed to be a teacher. She became a healer. And of course, teacher and a healer, how far are they together? They're not far away, right? We can always say, if you're in the holistic field, you're a teacher, you're a healer.
Right.
But when she became a healer and she was doing it so well, things would close, things would not go well because it wasn't her right direction. She needed to go in the direction of teaching, not healing one-on-one. So when she found out, doors opened and things became very different.
So let me see. You have something called your Master Keys to Freedom and Radiance. So can you tell us a little bit about that? The Master Keys. What's the Master Key? What do they unlock?
Something is all about your titles today. You just love the titles, so very curious about it. I'm happy because, again, titles don't come easy to me. So that's my system that I apply when I work with people because, again, these are steps that I had to go through during my spiritual development and my spiritual path. And now I realize that a lot of people, which I've already helped so many people over the course of 18 years. And so, yes, these steps are absolutely important, whether you do it yourself or you do it with me, but everybody will have to go through these steps no matter what, because these steps lead to self-worth, the master key to personal freedom, and which is self-worth. You are deserving of love. And so the first step is know thyself. Know who you are, how you create your reality, what you are here on earth, and so everything about yourself, including the iceberg, what's inside, and all this information that people usually don't know about. The second step we already discussed. Discover and confirm your life purpose or life mission once and for all. So in this case, how my clients specified, they say, okay, I sort of knew, everybody knows, I sort of knew, but now I'm convinced, I'm confirming it, and now it's easier to go ahead and fulfill it. So that's an important step. Next one is increase your intuition and increase your spiritual connection, because without admitting that you are connected with the spirit world, without admitting that you're a spiritual being as well as you're a human being, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, if you don't admit it, you still live with these laws. Laws are that you either feel very connected to the divine in whatever your shape or form, or you're disconnected. And when you're disconnected, you feel alone, and your ego doesn't really see a big picture, right? The ego doesn't know where to progress in your business. But when you receive spiritual guidance, the spirit guides and angels are leading you to the right decision, right people, knocking on right doors. That's a different picture, right? You would have much easier and smoother journey. The next question is, discover your ultimate challenge. I won't say what it is. It's usually I hide it even from people in my mentorship programs until the day they have to face it, because that's the root of all your problems. So when you have problems in life, there is a root. And when you go straight to the root, then you change your life and you address your problems much easier instead of fighting with them. It's how many people are trying either to run away from the problem or to fight with it, right? And using all the physical steps and actions to try to solve the problem. But the truth is, go to the root. Don't fight with the tree. Don't trim the leaves. Go to the root and you will find the solution. Next step is apply the genuine forgiveness formula. And why I say it genuine, it's my formula, my steps, it's system within a system. And what it does is I explain to people, a lot of people who come to me, they say, oh, I forgave so many people. But the truth is, and they say, I forgave, but I didn't forget. And we address that because a lot of people don't even realize that they haven't forgiven. They just made an attempt. They worked. I bet they worked hard, but there are more steps to take. As I found out, they just when I started working with people, I saw how it was, and so that's why I really address and work on that step as well, because that would release the burdens. Number 6, fall in love with yourself and embrace your power. That's another interesting thing, right? Because people are not in love with themselves. And no matter what you say, no matter how many people say, oh, yeah, I love myself, I'm so fine with myself. But if you look at their life and their life is falling apart, well, guess what? They're BSing themselves. So let's be honest about it. So here I am saying that this step is very important to address. And then number seven step is walk in your mastery. And what that means is I help people to become masters. And no need to be afraid of this word. It's not about master guru. I'm not talking about any spiritual guru who is in India and very well respected. What I'm saying is the master is when you know you create your personal life and how you create it. And then use your tools, spiritual tools, to really approach your problems, your life, your business with those spiritual tools as a master versus to a person who struggles, who survives, who is a victim, doesn't even want to call himself a victim, but keeps struggling and pushing and being aggressive in business. It doesn't work anymore. These are outdated times, outdated methods of doing business. So now when you learn these mastery steps and apply them to your life and your business, then everything will be smooth along the river. You will be at peace. Like one of my clients who is very, very happy because he came to me for a severe medical condition and he ended up having tremendous changes in all areas of his life, including business. Because when he came to me, we didn't even talk about business. His first problem was the medical condition. And we didn't work on physical body. We worked on the iceberg, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. And so now the changes are so profound in all areas, including business, including satisfaction with goals, increasing money. He told me so many incredible things that happened that it's just, I'm so proud of him. And that's because he was able to go through the 7 steps and really apply them and really have changes. And so now his life is very, very different from what was before. So these are my 7 steps in a nutshell.
So I guess it's, for me, the main takeaways are that we have to know what our purpose, our soul's purpose is. And then once we know it, we can confidently move to make, I guess to fulfill it. Things will naturally open up to us because I guess when we know it, then I guess we emit some kind of positive attraction for things to happen to us. And then one of the things I thought was very interesting is forgiveness, right? So forgiveness of others, forgiveness of things that have happened to you in the past. Can you explain a little bit more about forgiveness? Because self-love I understand, but the forgiveness part, that part maybe people can struggle with, and we want to know why is forgiveness so important for us to just achieve success. You would think that you're fine, just kind of bearing things in the background, like and you just go and fulfill your life's purpose without having this forgiveness of everything that has been done to you in the past or whatever it is?
Right. Great question. How long time do you have? Because I can talk for hours. I love the subject.
Oh, well, just the basics, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll try to do the basic. You know already I can talk a long time. So, very good question, because forgiveness, when something bad happens to you, for example, somebody did bad to you, and you experience, and I don't say you, I just use the word you for anybody.
Right.
So this happened to you, and at this moment, you create all kinds of beliefs, thoughts, and emotions come up, because everybody feels. And so when something traumatic happens, somebody does you wrong, then obviously you feel angry, sad, frustrated, you name it. That's energy. You are the creator, so you create with the energy. Energy does not go anywhere. These are, and I also teach attributes of energy, and one of them is energy doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't disappear. It can be transmuted, transmitted, it cannot be destroyed. So that energy, if you don't release through forgiveness, forgiveness is basically the release of energy that you don't want around you. So that energy that was created by you in response of something that traumatic happened. So that energy is a very big mass of energy, depending on how much you've created, right? How much anger you felt, or sadness, or whatever that was, shame, guilt, you name it. And so that energy stays in all your bodies, spiritual, etheric, mental, emotional, and physical. You just don't see it because it's invisible, because it's energy, but it's there. And so you keep it. Usually people say that I have a burden on my shoulders. So a lot of times people keep that in their shoulders. If people have overweight thighs, big thighs, that's usually an indicator of anger is stored there. So we have all kinds of emotions stored in the physical body as well as other bodies. So yes, trauma happened. Trauma happened, that's another topic for discussion for a reason, so that's another whole thing. But back to the forgiveness. Well, what do you think? Forgiveness is not for that person who did it. Forgiveness is for you to release that trauma or that burden from off your shoulders so you can be freer, because those negative beliefs that are created during the trauma and those emotions that originated, like anger, sadness, pain, and so forth, so they decrease your energy vibration. That's another topic for discussion. Here is another topic. But they decrease your energy vibration, meaning your life becomes not as happy, less love, because you are putting yourself down in the vibration, because the high vibration is the more love you have in your life. So your goal is to release that stuff off your shoulders, literally, to get that energetic burden off your shoulders, so you can move on and go higher, and more love will come. So that's the forgiveness part. It's done for you, not for that person. But by doing it, you're releasing that person away from you, because also, and there are special component parts to forgiveness, and I can't, because of the time, I can't even start talking about it, but that's the formula I'm talking about, I help people with, because if you don't understand, the forgiveness comes with understanding. If you don't understand, I believe everything, if you don't understand, you will not be able to heal, to release, to forgive. That's my belief. Some people might say, oh, no, don't dwell in the past, just move on. Well, how can you move on if the energy is already created and it's stored? If it's not stored in your conscious mind, usually we suppress it. It goes into your subconscious mind. Well, guess what? You might not to believe about it. You might not to say, I don't want to dwell there. But guess what? It's there. It's inside. And until you release it, you will carry it with you like a suitcase. So imagine how many suitcases we've been carrying around. And you were trying to,
okay.
Yeah, you were trying to decide, okay, who are you supposed to forgive? Well, it's another topic of discussion because there's so much we have to forgive, and I have to explain it in details, and I can't right now because I respect your time. So there are so many, just people don't even know it, and don't even right now they're just not aware of it. So I really advise people to pay attention to that subject, to learn more about it, because forgiveness is so crucial to your spiritual success and ultimately in business success and life as well.
Yeah, I think that's really important because I think sometimes disease can happen because of somebody's, carrying all this negative energy around them, in them, with them. So, it's better to just kind of let go of all this negative energy, and then, you will be less stressed. Life will be much better.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I've been doing tapping. I don't know if you know about tapping. So it's
Yes.
emotional freedom technique. So I
Emotional
do
freedom
that.
technique. Uh-huh.
Yeah, just to kind of release stress, and also, trying to tap on past incidents, or, like childhood memories, actually, because I didn't realize that they had such a big impact, even in my present time, right? So,
Right.
yeah, just working on that. So, yeah, what you say is really, really very pertinent. Hmm. Yep. So, what's what's the best advice you can give to somebody who is struggling in their business?
I would say the best advice would be don't look at the side. Of course, well, let me take it back. Of course, we all need mentors, business mentors. We all need to apply and learn and apply marketing strategies and business strategy and have a plan and do all the steps and take physical steps towards your goals. However, if you have struggles, or if you have any challenges in business, and I don't know anybody who doesn't, there is always something, right, to overcome, and then don't try to do it just through physical steps without paying attention to the spiritual side of things. You can say, I don't believe in all this, fine. Then you will continue struggle because it will be a long haul. And I'm bold enough to say it, and I'm not afraid to say it, because I firmly believe that, and coming from Russia actually, where religion was prohibited, we didn't know about God, we didn't pray, we didn't know anything about it because we couldn't do it. So came to America, and did I become? I became life-changing wizard who put spirit in the first place. So I know both worlds. I know how life is difficult without applying spirituality in your life. And so I can tell you for sure the best advice is look at yourself, see what needs to be changed, increase intuition, forgive yourself and others, and fall in love with yourself. And I'm not talking on the conscious level, I'm talking on the deep subconscious level. And of course, for that, you need to seek either spiritual mentor or spiritual healer or whatever, whoever is comfortable with you. Some people are comfortable with me, then come to me. If not, then do it yourself or with somebody. But it's so important because, as I said, business is a spiritual journey. Do not walk the journey or ride the journey alone. There is a spirit to help you with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's very true that it's you know better to be on this journey with others, and to be open to divine inspiration, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Your
that's
ego cannot see the big picture.
huh?
Your spiritual side can. Your soul can.
Mm, that's beautiful. Well, I'm hoping my soul can see the big picture. Can you tell
Yes,
us?
your soul can.
Oh, can you tell us a little bit about, maybe give us a success story about how you work with a client, and how it transformed their business?
Sure. Many stories, just this one is A hypnotherapist came to me herself. She's a hypnotherapist, and she was looking for ways to go deeper, and she already knew that she needed a lot of work, so she comes to me. We worked for some time, and I usually write down what people say, what would happen to them, because after every week, changes already happen. And so I usually write. She gave me 72 points to write. That's pretty remarkable because there's a great points that change. So changes came in all areas, even though we worked on emotional side, spiritual and emotional levels of the mind. And so she, in her business, and remember, I'm not a business mentor. I'm a spiritual mentor, right? So I did not teach her about any packaging or any increased prices or any of it. So she suddenly found herself, and I say quote unquote suddenly because it never suddenly, it's because of the work we've done, right? She felt so deserving. She felt so worthy of good clients. So first of all, clients changed. And what I mean is the quality. Quality in terms of not bad or good, but quality of people, meaning they come and they want to do the work. So those people started coming to her who really did want to do the work, not just pay the money and do nothing, but really do the work, and then they change. So also clients started respecting her much more. She told me that it's not my thinking, how is it clients respect or disrespect, but she said clients respect me more. She started suddenly creating packages and sell more of them, so she got much more out of it versus just one session at a time, and more people came to her. So a lot of shift happened there. And she hired a VA. For her, it was wow, unexpected, amazing how she said it, because it's not something that she has learned. She's not in a mastermind. So those changes. And she started being more respected in a community where she goes to meetings. Suddenly she said never happened before, suddenly she gets praise in front of everybody. And well, guess what? That's social proof, and people would come to her more because she gets that praise right in front of her. So all around her business changed, and she understood the flow of clients, because clients and business, usually the money comes in rivers, in waves. Remember how you are standing in a store, and at the store sometimes you are in line because you came and just 10 more people showed up, or nobody, and a minute ago nobody was there, right?
Right.
It was people come in waves, and then everybody left, and suddenly you're saying, where is everybody? Because nobody's in line now.
Right.
So the same here. And so she said she felt comfortable during those times when the waves go out and come back. So she felt comfortable about it, and she stopped taking money from the pension fund, because before she would do it. So that was a amazing change. And unexpected change, the one I was laughing about, actually smiling to myself, she said suddenly she released, or suddenly her allergy to horses disappeared. Allergy to horses? I didn't even know she had one. Well, because horses mean power, and allergy to horses means allergy to the power. I don't want to accept that power. I don't want to create. And so it disappeared. Now she's ready to take that power, and she did, and she started creating beautiful things in her life. And these are just small examples. I could go on, and in all areas of her life.
That's just amazing that there's so many ripple effects that just go from just like some little shifts here and there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, do you have a website and a free gift you would like to tell our viewers about?
Yes, sure. I would like to offer two gifts, actually. The first one is, for 20 years, I've been, not even for 20, why am I saying 20? It's even more. Since my Russian times, I've been manifesting a lot of things. And I look back and I said, wow, I've created everything that I wanted, really wanted in my heart. And now I'm creating more things. So I looked back and I said, wow, how did I do it? I made the system. And so I have a formula for achieving your dreams. How to add not just physical steps, but actually spiritual approach to achieving your dreams. So if somebody is interested, and I'm sure it will help you tremendously, it's dreammanifestingformula.com, and you will have a no-cost 7-day video training, Dream Manifesting Formula, the step-by-step guide to achieving your dreams, big and small. So that's one gift. And the second one, I actually could make a few openings for people who are really serious about making a quantum leap from fear to a peace and contentment, from powerless state to really feeling that they can create success in their life and improve their self-image. So they could apply for an awareness shifting discovery session, for a complimentary session with me. It's not counseling, it's not coaching session, but it's for people who want to know where they are right now, where they want to be, and the most strategic way to get there. It's an empowering session, and I only have a few openings, so if you want to take an advantage of it, those who are listening to this interview, you need to act fast, and first 5 people who apply, they will be able to really get a spot. So and that session is on irinabaker.com. So one gift is dreammanifestingformula.com, and the second one is irinabaker.com.
Okay, so dreammanifestingformula.com for the free video series that teaches you all about manifesting your dreams.
Yes.
And the second one is the offer to have a awareness shifting session with you, and that's just limited in quantity because you only have that much time in your schedule, right? Like I know you're a working mom.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for spending this time telling us about your work and about the difference that you have made in the lives of others. So I'm honored to have learned so much about what you do with others. And thank you so much, Irina.
You're very welcome, Ming, and I really liked your questions, so all these title questions. And I really appreciate being here and sharing my knowledge and having fun with you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So everybody, just think about, not just what's above the surface, but the whole big iceberg. If you want to move the iceberg, you have to think of the whole thing, what's underneath the surface too. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay.